Hello and welcome back to my class. I hope you really benefited from the last video I shared. It was about job interviews, and I answered a question. I answered two questions actually. One of them was, tell me about yourself, and the other was, why are you looking for a job change? So without wasting a lot of time, I'm going to get into the next question on our slide, and that is, what are your weaknesses? Now, this is a crazy question because many people hate talking about their weaknesses. Like, why would you go into a job interview? You really need the job, and then somebody asks you, tell me what your weakness is about. This is crazy. But if you go for a job interview and you're asked this question, you will have to answer it. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to answer this question. So first of all, I came across this and I made this slide. There is two ways you can answer this question. One of them, you can mention a weakness, but after mentioning the weakness, you're supposed to talk about how you're trying to solve this weakness, because the person interviewing you wants to know, we're not going to get problems if we give you a job. We are not going to have trouble working with you. So that's why you mention a weakness and a solution to it. And some of the examples I wrote is, so let's read the slide. Mention a weakness and what you're doing to develop yourself from this weakness. For example, straightforward. So being straightforward shouldn't be a weakness. Like, people should be honest, but sometimes being straightforward is not very good. There is another thing, being impatient. This is a weakness. Straight away, it's a weakness. But sometimes we need to be impatient to achieve our goals. So, for example, you're trying to learn English. If you're very patient and you take everything at a slow pace, you may never achieve your goal. So, like I said, sometimes this is a problem. Another thing, sensitive. Being sensitive shouldn't be a problem. But if you're too sensitive, if you're always sensitive, it's a problem. So if you look at these examples that I wrote, most of them, they're not horrible things. They're not horrible characteristics to have. But if there is too much of it, it's a problem. So how do we give our answer to the person interviewing us and then not make it look like it will be a problem when they give us the job? So first of all, when you're giving your answer, try to make sure you tell the interviewer that this happens sometimes, not all the time. So how do we highlight the sometimes thing? This is what you're going to say. My weakness is I tend to sometimes. So this is a key word. So I tend to sometimes get very talkative around people that I know. This is sometimes not a good thing because it means I fail to give the other person a chance to speak. I'm getting more aware of this problem, and many times I tell myself to shut up and listen. So being talkative is a good thing, but if you talk too much, it means other people don't have a chance to talk. And sometimes this is a problem because conversation is supposed to be two-way street. You have to give the other person a chance. So you notice I mentioned the problem and then I mentioned the solution. I said I'm finding a solution to myself because I'm right now aware that it's my weakness. So when I'm talking to other people, I try to give them a chance. I try to not talk too much. So in the comments below, please try to form some of the sample examples, sample answers you would give to such a question. What are your weaknesses? We all hate talking about our weaknesses, but when you go to a job interview, don't give cliche answers like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. That's a cliche. Many people think they're perfectionists, and well, it may be true, it's a weakness, but then many people have said it during job interviews. Right now, it sounds like it's a crammed answer. So just don't give that answer. Don't say I'm a perfectionist. So thanks for listening, and subscribe and like this video, plus share it with all your friends just in case they're going for a job interview. And goodbye. See you next time. I'm going to post another question, so stay connected. Bye-bye.